So I've been meaning to go out and check my form recently. I started doing this right when I very first started running. So my form was terrible. I was getting injured, and I took a bit of time to try and sort out what was going on and just learn a bit about what makes good form. And it's kind of second nature now. I don't really have to think about it, but I still like to go and check just now and again, make sure I haven't formed any bad habits or whatever. And I remember when I was trying to figure this out, I found a lot of the information kind of confusing. I feel like there's a lot of common misconceptions, so I just thought I'd show you guys how I run, sort of how I go about it, and what I look out for. It's really just one main thing that I focus on, which is where I'm striking the ground in relation to my upper body weight. I feel like when I get that bit right, everything else just sort of starts falling into place for me. And although we're all different, we're all unique, we're all going to run completely differently, it's a universal thing. I mean, you kind of have to get this bit right to be able to run safely. And I don't have the best form by any stretch of the imagination, but I really do believe that taking the time to do this, especially early on in my running, has really been key to just be able to run consistently. I think enjoy it more, definitely improve at it more than I would have otherwise, but not get injured. That's the main thing. There's nothing worse than hurting yourself and you can't run. It sucks. So yeah, we'll head out for a bit. I'm gonna jog around and I'll show you guys how I check it. So the confusing thing for me in the beginning was just that I would always hear running form described in terms of foot strike. It's like you either mid-foot strike, forefoot, or your heel strike. Heel striking's bad, and so on. It doesn't matter which part of your foot strikes the ground. It just matters where it strikes in relation to your center of mass or your upper body weight, because you want it underneath. You want to avoid overstriding and striking the ground out in front of your body weight. It's a lot of added impact. It's really inefficient. It's really common. That's how I was running to begin with, and what I had to fix. And the best way to demonstrate it and feel it for yourself is just to stand up straight and fall forward. Imagine someone's just giving you a little nudge in the back, and you'll put your foot out to break the fall, and where you put it naturally is exactly how you want to run. You'll put it underneath your body weight. And if you do the same thing again and intentionally put your foot out in front of your body, exaggerate it, you'll feel how much added impact there is. And it's kind of crazy. You think of that over the course of just a short run even, it's so much added stress on your body. So the way that I check this is just to get some video of myself running from a side profile. Usually just use my phone, and then that way there I can just sort of scrub through and see what's happening and check that everything's okay. Alright, so this is the point of the stride that we want to have a look at and pay close attention to. And you can see from this line that I've drawn here that my leg is striking the ground nicely underneath my body weight, and that's where we want to be. We don't want that leg, out in front of the upper body. You can see it's giving me a nice sort of natural mid-foot strike. My front knee slightly bent, that's good. My upper body looks fine. I'm not hunched over or anything silly. My head's upright, I'm looking ahead. They're all good things, and like I was saying earlier, all that sort of stuff just kind of naturally falls into place for me once I get that leg striking underneath my body weight. So I'd be pretty happy with this. To me, it looks pretty good. Alright, so let's say you go out and check your form, it's not looking real good. You can see you need to make adjustments. The first thing I think to know is that you need to do it gradually. Just slowly introduce the changes, don't force anything. And the best way to do it, I found, is just going back to what I showed earlier. Imagine someone's giving you a nudge in the back. You put your foot out to break your fall, you're in the perfect position with your leg underneath your body weight. I just did that over and over again, just to ingrain it in my muscle memory. And then from there, I just sort of started thinking about it as a continuation from that. So I'd do the exact same setup, fall forward, and then just keep going. I'd run for a little bit, set up again, repeat, and it's just like a mental checklist. I knew from that initial setup I was getting in the correct position, and then I'd just get used to how it felt. And then every time I would run, when I finished, I'd get my phone out, take a little video, and just see where I was at until I was comfortable enough that I sort of knew that I was getting it right. And then, like I said, it just sort of becomes second nature. You don't have to think about it all the time. So that's what I'd recommend. Definitely worked well for me. it's going to feel really different at first because your stride's probably going to shorten a lot and your cadence is going to increase. But that's a good thing. And that's, going back to what I said earlier as well, you get this right, everything starts falling into place. Because when, you increase cadence, you become more efficient. And that's why when you watch elite marathoners on TV running ridiculous splits, they just look like they're gliding. It looks effortless, that's just because they're extremely efficient. So I think I'll leave it there. I hope this was somewhat useful. I just wanted to try and, I guess, make a video that I needed to see to understand this when I was trying to figure it out, if that makes sense. So yeah, I hope it helps at least somebody out there, and that's about it. Hope you guys are well. Happy New Year and all that, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.
I'm excited for our future and all the days along the way. I'm ready for the change and altitude. We'll be out there together through the shine and through the shade, through the good and the bad times.